Hello everyone!
Hello everyone out there, welcome to the second episode of The Bearded Opinion with myself, Callum Turner, and my good friend here. You're going to introduce yourself or have I got to do it again?
Bill Sykes.
Anthony Robinson from Nightmare Gaming. We've seen that we've had quite a nice response from the first episode, so we are going to...
wasn't bad, was it?
Not bad for viewing ratings there. So we are going to continue on with our second episode. We've gone ahead and chosen 5 more random news stories from the Metro. And this time we're going to be talking about the Halo 5 Guardians gameplay footage that we've watched from the E3 2015. And we're also going to look at the Transporter Refueled, because we need to talk about this film, really.
Yeah.
But we will get on to that.
Let's start with Halo Guardians.
Indeed. Well, I'm quite impressed with the gameplay video so far. They don't seem to be doing the same story again.
What, Master Chief goes and saves X from X?
Well, yeah, because this time we seem to be hunting Master Chief down. That's an obvious... it's an obvious
thing.
Double cross fucking misdirection there. You know, misdirection is obvious. So.
Yeah. It seems okay. I mean, my only problem with everything of this sort of genre, Halo, COD, Battlefield, all of them, they're the same game with bigger numbers on the end. They're still, at the end of the day, an FPS set in X universe.
Well, yeah, but people keep buying the shit. So,
I know!
So the
and that's
games
what I
aren't
don't
going to
get,
stop.
guys. Expand yourselves. Buy new game. Buy different games. Buy better games. Try new games.
That's not to say that all the Halo games have been dreadful, because they haven't.
But
we all know that games companies like to milk the cow for all it's worth.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we are going to end up with a really bad Halo game eventually. You know, I mean, Gears of War did the same thing.
That's the other one.
But then again, Gears of War got to Gears of War 3 and then stopped on that main story and then did Gears of War something. I can't remember.
No idea.
But that was more of a multiplayer version, and I think that worked better, but it wasn't based so much on the main story following Alex Felix, so it worked.
Yeah, it did work, but
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this one, you know, plays out in regards of when we actually get to play it. So far, we've only seen short gameplay videos. I think some of the longer ones out there are only about 16, 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
So we really ain't getting a lot of view of what we're going to be getting in the actual game.
I mean, it seems to be multiplayer.
Yeah, but I think most of the Halos have been, haven't they?
Have they? Honestly, I've only ever played Halo 1. And now you're beating up the mic.
Yeah, I'm allowed to.
My mic.
Exactly, that's why I'm allowed to. I don't have to replace it.
Yeah, the only Halo game I've played is Halo 1. And I thought that was okay. I mean, at the time, it was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is you know, they are going to keep making these games until we stop buying them. And, you know, all we're doing really now is just continuing on the exact same story and no end in sight, really.
No. But I will be interested to see what the overall story arc of it is. You got Master Chief of, you know, the hero, the main man. And then now he's being hunted by who I assume is his old squadron.
Yeah, but that's not like we've said already, from what we've seen in the gameplay footage, we're following him around to find out where the hell he's gone. It very much seems like we're hunting him down, but no doubt it is just a misdirection. He's in there kicking ass as per usual. And, you know, the team's got it wrong until we find him, and then we realise that he is actually kicking ass, and then we'll just help him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's pretty much
the end of the game
happen.
is going to be... Well, about 2/3 of the way through, we're going to find Master Chief and he'll be like, what the fuck are you on about? I'm trying to do this. Why are you guys... Oh, evil corporate man 3,072,000,000 told us that you've gone rogue. Oh, well, he doesn't like me because I wouldn't let him date my daughter.
It seems to me that once you start getting past the trilogy of games and you start getting into the sagas and, you know, the big collections of the same story of the video game, is that they get lazy.
Yeah, they do.
And I think that's what we're already seeing here with Halo, because I've played a few of the Halo games. Some of the shorter games are better. That's not because they're shorter. It's because they've got a better story arc through them, and you can follow it a lot easier.
Well, I think some of it is with these longer games, they go mad with the story, and by the time you get to the end, you're like, "What have I been doing again?
Yeah,
like, where did all this start? Why did I start doing this again?" And you don't know, and the game developers don't know, because they spend so much time filling it in with crap. They're just like, where did I go again? Like, you start off hunting for missing person X and end up blowing up the government's offices because they're evil because some dude said so.
That's video games.
It is.
We can't get rid of that. I mean, that is what.
Yeah, but then
every video game, pretty much any first-person shooter, pretty much starts off the same way. I mean, forget the tutorial level, because every tutorial level is the same shit. But
kill random NPC by mashing this button.
Yeah, I mean but most of these first-person shooter games start off. You're new to the unit.
Yeah.
You are treated by the other guys in the unit like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah, you're the only person that seems to be able to upgrade yourself and get better than everyone else in the game.
Yeah, but there's always some asshole who's got impenetrable bullshit armor.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think really what needs to happen is that with the Halo series altogether, it might be worth looking at a reboot, but maybe not doing that reboot for 10 years. Leave the Halo games alone now.
Yeah, maybe.
Give this generation a break from buying the same shit, and then wait for the next generation to be old enough to want to buy the shit, and then, you know, it might do better with a reboot rather than just continuing on a story that seems to be, to me anyway, failing.
I mean, this could be the end of it, because if Master Chief's being hunted by his old unit and his bosses are against him, this could be like, at the end, Master Chief comes in, blows up the bad, his old boss, and that's it. You know, they just sort of go off and keep spacing the universe. Star Trekking across. Sorry.
Well, I mean, that's a very possible thing, but I don't.
Like, they might be stopping the main story arc. They could go into side story arc.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think they already have with a couple of the Halo games, and you know, I mean, they are very good. I mean, obviously there's Halo Online as well, so.
Didn't that flop like a dead donkey's dick?
Don't most MMOs?
Fair point, unless the MMO is World of Warcraft or currently League of Legends, is it the new?
I think so. Yeah, that Marvel one.
No, not the Marvel one, hold on. Marvel Online, or whatever it is. I think I've got it in my Steam, hold on.
I'm sure it's Marvel's League of Legends or something like that.
I didn't think it was Marvel's League of Legends. Browse. I'm looking at what. Yeah, League of Legends is one of them.
Oh right, yeah.
That's a popular MMO. No, I know which Marvel one you're on about, but it didn't do too well. I like it, but it
was Marvel some shit.
Yeah, it was something, wasn't it? I think it's because it's free. It's no longer in my library technically. But yeah, there was some Marvel MMO. I like that one, but not RuneScape's back. What? Sorry guys, I've just seen on Twitch RuneScape's at number 5 in the top viewed games. RuneScape. That was the game we all played as kids, right? The free alternative to WoW.
Pretty much. I mean, the thing is though, with most MMOs, they've all been done now.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but they have. And I mean, we've had the Star Wars MMO with the Old Republic. I was going to say Knights of the Old Republic. That was the better game.
Yeah.
Then there was the Lord of the Rings MMO. There's the Star Trek MMO. There's.
I mean, isn't there basically an MMO for everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Destiny. I mean, Destiny was the biggest MMO letdown on this planet.
My problem with my only thing I think they fucked up with Destiny was the initial release was too short. Within a day, people had completed the whole game.
I mean, the problem was also for me with Destiny. I mean, I enjoyed Destiny. Don't get me wrong, but don't go promising people that DLCs will be out, you know, within 3 months of the initial release.
If they'd have done that, if they could have kept to that word, every 2-3 months there's a new DLC. The game would have been fine.
Destiny was released as a 10-year gaming plan.
And I
it
don't
was
know what-
supposed to.
Yeah, I know.
The DLCs were supposed to be being released for the next 10 years. So basically, you would always be playing Destiny. What happened to that?
I don't know. Show
There is one coming out actually soon. It's on pre-order now on the PlayStation Store. I don't know if it's on pre-order on Xbox Live. No doubt it is. I can't remember because
it's still being developed.
Because we've got The Dark Below.
Yeah.
We've got The House of Wolves. And then the new one, which is on pre-order now, which is The Taken King.
Yeah.
That's released the 15th of September this year. I mean, for me, I've not played Destiny since I completed the main game, and I'm finding it really difficult to actually.
Sorry, what? In November 2014, a sequel? Why create? Oh,
why create a sequel when you've not even released all the DLCs?
I don't know. But yeah, so I agree. All games like that. Halo's had everything, but we'll see how Halo Guardians does. I'm hoping they might start to put the nail in the main story arc.
It won't be a game I'm buying. Let's put it that way. It'll be lucky if it makes it to my game rental list.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Well,
by the way, guys, I am a very good gamer to the point I don't actually buy video games. I just rent them because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I ain't paying 50 quid for a game that I'm going to play for a week and then get rid of. Fucking waste of time. I'm losing money every time I do that. I only have to pay like 15 quid a month and I can have as many fucking games as I want.
Well, to be fair, I'm debating going on that one that you're on.
Boomerang.
Boomerang, that's the one. They're any good?
Yeah, definitely. And
not a sponsor, by the way.
No.
But if you're offering, we will take your money.
Yes, we will. We will, Boomerang. We will. Right, okay, I think we've pretty much covered Halo 5 and the bullshit regarding most first-person shooters.
Yeah, so now, onto the movie.
We're now on to the movie that is going to be the bane of my life because my missus is a massive fucking Jason Statham fan and she is fuming.
To be fair, the only reason she's with him is he looks a bit like him. You do a bit. You've got the bald head and the beard.
If I lost several stone, I'd probably get there.
Well, no, to be fair, you probably weigh the same. Just you've got a belly and he looks like
the man is an Olympic diver.
Well,
or
yeah,
is.
Do you ever stop being an Olympic person? Like, even if you leave because you've still won stuff, are you still technically an Olympian?
Yeah, I suppose you are still an Olympian, but...
Shall we get off this topic and get back onto the film?
Anyway, the Transporter Refueled. So the trailer links will be in the description below. Please click. I'm not happy.
I'm not.
This is obviously a reboot, and they couldn't have really told you it's a reboot any more clearer than Refueled in the title.
Remixed, reboot, remastered, re-injected, reloaded, re-fucking hashed, re-shove it up your arse.
I mean, the Transporter Refueled. So, I'm not a massive fan of the actor that they're now using to play the main character.
You know the one thing, I always think that the main transporter in the films is supposed to be a handsome, pretty boy. Are you seeing that fucking wonky tooth thing he's got going on, man?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, he's also supposed to... I mean, they've got the fact that he's supposed to be ex-SAS, British forces.
Yeah.
So they use a British guy for it. But, I mean, I understand that Jason has probably turned around to him and said, yeah, I'm sick
Shove this up your arse.
I've had enough of the Transporter movies and the franchise. I want to just, get out of it now. Especially since they released the TV series, The Transporter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very obvious that this film is going to sort of, in a way, continue on from that TV series. But I'm just not happy because I don't like the way that in the trailers he's acting. It doesn't look right.
Did you see the second trailer?
Yeah, I've seen both the trailers for this, and I'm just not happy.
I mean, the problem I have is it's from the guys who did Taken. Now, from what I can see of this movie, it's Taken meets a car.
Basically.
Because he does a job where he robs a bank. Well, he drives the car away for 3 women who've robbed the bank. But this bank seems to be owned by mobsters, or ran by mobsters, which to me spells Fast 5, was it? Where they were in Brazil?
Yeah.
Being chased by the Rock, and they robbed the safe and went smashing through. And then they find out it's this transporter, so they nick his dad. Your father has been taken. What the fuck does that sound like? Taken 2?
I mean...
So that to me, it's Taken.
I mean, that for me really is upsetting, because I knew it was from the producers of Taken. And when you put, if you put, for instance, the Taken trailer against the Transporter trailer, fair enough, they are completely different films, they're different styles. Taken was always a better film.
Yeah.
And I think it's still going to keep that title now of better film, because for me, Taken is probably one of the best film releases of the last 10 years.
See, I prefer the Transporter films. But
I preferred the original Transporter films. Don't get me wrong, but I do. But I don't know, because I like Taken. I don't know if it's just Liam Neeson, just because he's a late coming action star.
I like Taken 1. That was a really good film. The idea of that, it hadn't really been touched.
No, that was it. And what I liked is I actually read a report that the producers, Liam Neeson, the directors, the film company, had to keep releasing statements to people to prove that it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Because people were actively not going to France, not going on holiday to Europe, because they thought they were going to get pinched by by people.
Like, yeah, it does happen, guys, but honestly, do you want to know when this is going to happen? If you're 14 and stupid enough to go to these places on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they would see, though, the two friends, and they'd be like, no, they will not attack two. Two or more, you're fine.
Generally, yeah.
Like, there will be some who...
We're not going to give you a full public service announcement here, because to be fair, I'm pretty sure we're not qualified.
But guys, use common sense. If that random French dude walked up to you and was like, hey, you want to share a taxi? Tell him to fuck off and kick him in the bollocks. Run back in that airport and go, excuse me, Mr. Security Guard, weirdo out there clutching his bollocks. Have him arrested. He's trying to get us to take a taxi. Common sense. But still, Taken 1, great film. I didn't like Taken 2 or 3. Transporter, I loved 1 and 2, and I did like 3.
For me, Transporter 2 was the better film.
Yeah.
I'm quite like that. Everyone always says, "Oh, the second film's always the worst." For me, generally, every film franchise I like, the second one is my favourite.
See, actually, I'm inclined to agree with the majority there, except with Transporter 2, where I will say, which one was 2? Because 1 was just generally
one was with the Chinese bird that he.
Oh, in the container lorries.
Yeah. And 2 was
the kid.
With the kid, and the French copper had come over to him. And then the third one was...
He's got to complete it with that Russian bird with the thing on his wrist, ankle, penis.
That's it. I mean, the Transporter films are good. I don't think this one's going to do well.
No, I don't. I'll watch it when it's out.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to give it any, real sort of... Oh yeah, this is like the greatest film ever, because it ain't going to be the greatest film ever.
I mean, if it is, I will come back on this and I will shoot myself in the foot.
If this film, when we've watched it, to us is the greatest film, we will turn the camera on and we will both sit and eat our hats. Simple.
Yeah.
He's got a stupid full leather cowboy hat, and I've got a flat cap. So there we go. We will actually eat them. We're that confident this film is going to be shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll see.
And trust me when I tell you, the flat cap is like one of the most important things in my life.
It is. It is important to him. But yeah, I mean, there's the scene. You know, one thing I want to see. You know where he's chasing the plane in the car. I want to see if they can break the Fast and the Furious 6 record of the longest runway in history for chasing a plane.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I know, because the transport films are just as much about driving as Fast and the Furious. So if they're chasing planes, they're going to try and do that same thing.
I mean, when you look at some of the films Jason Statham's done recently, even the comedy that he's just done, Spy.
Yeah.
That is actually a really good film.
Is it? I've not seen it yet.
It is a really good film, and you can see why he's maybe moving away from the Transporter films.
Certainly after this trailer.
Because I think really he's trying to get into more comedy roles, not just the whole I am Jason Statham, I will kick your ass because I know martial arts type role.
He seems to be doing the Jackie Chan thing where he can go serious or he can go funny, and it works both ways. I mean, Jackie Chan can do that, and if Jason Statham can do it, fair play to the bloke, because that opens up more roles for you.
Well, yeah, but the thing is with Jason Statham is I think he's trying to move away from his typecast. Because he's very much typecast.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, if you look at a lot of Jason Statham films, they don't even make it to cinema release. They pretty much all end up going straight to DVD and Blu-ray. And that's really not fair, really, because if you watch a lot of Jason Statham films, they're actually brilliant. He's a very talented actor. And it is a shame that he's been replaced here. I mean, from what I've gathered, it's his own decision.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have touched this movie if I were if I'd read the script for the first one, second one, third, I'd be like, yeah, sign me up, man. But this one,
I think really, you never go past the trilogy.
George Lucas
originally released
No. I'm telling him not to go past the trilogy.
Well, it's too late now, isn't it? He's already got a saga. But the thing is we're just going to touch on the Star Wars films. When he released Star Wars, it wasn't episodic. It was just Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was only because of the fact that the fans went crazy that he then released a following 2. Then waited for,
20 odd years.
20 odd years to release episode 1, which I don't care if you don't like episode 1, episode 2 or episode 3. I do. So if you are going to leave stupid comments of, oh, the first fucking prequels are shit, that's your opinion, not mine. If I'd agree with you on the second, on Attack of the Clones.
Oh, I'd agree on
all the way up until the last 20 minutes when it starts kicking ass.
Thing is, number 1, needed. It set everything up for even the prequels to make sense.
Yeah.
The sequels that were prequels to make the first 3 released to make sense.
Episodes 1 to 3, you're on about, or episodes 4 to 6.
Episode 1, when that was released, Phantom Menace, right?
So we're on the prequel trilogy.
That needed to be released for the other 3 that were already released to make sense.
To be fair, they all needed to be released for those 3 to be released because you needed to see Anakin's fall from grace into becoming a Sith Lord to becoming Darth Vader, and how all of the fucking Jedi. You need the prequels.
Yeah, I get it.
So anyone that says that you don't need the prequels, you do, because otherwise the fucking sequels don't make any sense.
The first one made sense on how everything came, like all the, it brought the Force more into a perspective, introduced who you needed, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin mainly.
And the prequel trilogy also had more swordplay, more battle scenes, if you like, in it. And I think that's also what they needed, because although the sequel trilogy, the original trilogy, is one of the greatest movie trilogies known to man, but when you look at all the fight scenes in the prequel trilogy, episodes 1 to 3, it just ties it nicely because you end up getting a really nice day where you can put on episode 1, go through to episode 6. You start off with loads of killing and fighting and all that beautiful stuff that we like to see, and then it starts to fade down slowly and comes back and then it fades down, and then you get to episode 6 where
there's an epic battle.
And then it finishes it off nicely. And now we've got to trust Disney to shut up and just sign the checks and let J.J. Abrams do his job.
And George Lucas.
Because
George Lucas, he knows how to make a story. He doesn't know how to make anymore. He doesn't know how to make a film, if that makes sense.
Well, I think he's just...
He can write...
I think he's just got to the point...
you and go, this is what needs to happen to get from A to... This is how we're going to get from A to B. So we're going to meet Anakin... So if he wrote the Star Wars now, he needs to say, we need to meet Anakin as a young boy. He needs to fall in love with this woman. She needs to die. She needs to have the kids. She needs to die. He needs to turn into Vader. Obi-Wan Kenobi needs to die. Luke needs to be trained by Yoda. Luke needs to kill his father. And then give that to J.J. Abrams and let him write all the rest. That's how he should write them. And I think that's how he should write them all.
Well, I think that's what he's pretty much done. He's wrote the next trilogy. The next trilogy, as we've already been confirmed, J.J. Abrams is doing the next 2 episodes. Yeah. And then we've got another new director who's coming in to do episode 9. And so far, that's all we've heard about the actual saga. Not going on about Rogue One and the spin-offs that they're doing.
And all the rest of it.
Because obviously they're just basically broadening the Star Wars universe. They're
basically
not
what
just
they seem to be doing with
story.
those spin-off films is they're trying to take... Because obviously any book or game that's cast as canon by LucasArts, I think they're trying to take those and turn them into a film. So basically that all eventually you'll have to do by the time Disney are done with it, buy a massive box set.
Yeah, buy a huge Star Wars box set.
Binge watch all the films and you'll get the entire universe. So you won't have to read the books. You won't have to play the games because films are more universal than books and games nowadays. It used to be a book.
But do go and play.
Oh yeah, do
play the Star Wars games, because I'm not being funny. There's not really a bad Star Wars game apart from the Old Republic. Not a lot of people will agree with me there, but I'm sick and tired of the MMORPG fucking format, and it doesn't work with Star Wars. The original Knights of the Old Republic games 1 and 2 were fucking epic, and I mean epic. I could sit and play them all day, but especially with cheat codes. You couldn't beat the cheat codes on that because you could become a Jedi straight away.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem. Transport Refueled's going to sort of go the way of the prequels for Star Wars.
I think this reboot is going to kill It's going to kill the whole thing off. I can't see there being a Transporter Refueled 2 or the Transporter reboot of reboot.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, you never know, 5 years down the line, it'll be the Transporter Refueled from a reboot of the reboot of the reboot with someone who's not even existing yet.
Yeah,
because it won't be what's his name? Is it Ed Screen? Is that the actual guy's name?
I don't know. The Transporter Refueled.
Yeah, Ed Screen.
Yeah.
Who's playing Frank Martin? I mean, don't get me wrong. He looks the part to a degree, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just too biased against Jason Statham. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that's pretty much it. I think it's just the fact that I've watched the first 3 films. Frank Martin to me,
but he's the same
Statham.
guy. That's the problem I've got. They're supposed to be the same guy.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have written him as another transporter? Why does he have to be the same one? Why can't he be the same?
So apparently they changed the title from Refueled to Legacy. So in other words, they wanted to make sure that you were obviously knowing that it was definitely a reboot.
Yeah.
By changing an epic title to a shit one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, why do they have to be the same guy?
Is it the same director for all 4? Is it just that Camille Delamare?
Camille, where am I looking, mate?
Directed by.
Oh yeah, where's her name in? She ain't got a Wikipedia, let's have a look at that. It'll tell you. That's just 10 using the characters. Does it tell me anything about direct? Oh, I'm gonna have to open these all up onto.
Probably, yeah.
3.
Wikipedia is pointless
at times.
No.
Corey and Lewis for the first one.
Was that Lewis or Louis?
Whatever. Louis for the second one. Even though scripting error on Wikipedia. Well done.
Well done, Wikipedia.
Let's try that again. No. Someone's coded the website wrong. Wiki fixed it. And completely different.
Olivier Megatron. No, Megaton.
Yeah, Olivia.
I thought I said Megatron then. I thought, fucking hell, the Transformers had a part.
So Louis or Lewis, whatever his name is, did the first 2, and then Oliver Megatron did the third, and
Megaton.
Now we've got Camille. But yeah, I just don't know. No, I'm not seeing it. I think it's partly because it's done by the Taken guys, so they're going what they know. And then you got the Transporter TV series, which I've never watched or ever will.
No, I've not watched it. I mean, obviously, we all know that it's always about the same, the same thing. The guy gets a job, he goes and does the job. Someone pisses him off while he's doing that job, so he fucks everyone up and never actually completes the job. Have you noticed that? If you watch all the Transporter films, how many deliveries does it actually complete?
Yeah.
Without fucking everything up at the end?
I mean, my argument is, why couldn't they use
Chris Vance?
Chris Vance, who's already done well in the TV series, instead of using this Ed Screen?
Ed Screen.
Who are you, mate? What have you been in?
Who's done an album in 2007?
Filmography. I've never heard of any. Right, here's the films he's been in. Michelle.
He's in Deadpool. Let's not fucking.
Who? Ajax. Not you, Ajax. See, he could do Ajax. I reckon he could do Ajax. Now I've seen a picture, I remember who Ajax is. So he's in the Deadpool film.
Which might be his only saving grace so far. A member of the Weapon X program that was experiment for the whole... It was responsible for the experiment Wade had volunteered for. So in other words, he's like patient zero.
I'm really trying to remember... Because, Ajax. Right, hold on, guys. Yeah, this is...
That's supposed to be his reading.
Oh right, okay, yeah. He's another merc who tries to kill. Yeah, okay. So in that he could be good, but I'm not holding my breath for Transporter rehashed, refueled, re-injected, re-masturbated,
whatever.
So yeah, our opinion.
Once again, people, go and see it at the cinema if you want to. I won't be. Neither will Anthony, because to be fair, we've got better things to do and spend.
I'd rather go and watch Deadpool, which I am.
Yes, but Deadpool's out next year. This is out this month or next month,
I think.
This is out in the next couple of weeks. Let's double check when it's out, because we like to give you as much useless information as possible.
How dare they not put it in the description? Let's check their Twitter.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh no,
that's Movie Clips Twitter.
This film is to be released
September 4th, 2015.
if you're in the US.
So
9th if you're in France.
Which means that it'll be somewhere probably around the 9th or the 4th for UK as well.
Yeah. Between the 4th September and the 9th September, watch out for this movie. So in a week, you guys got about a week to wait. But we'll see what happens.
We won't be going to cinema to watch it. We'll wait for it to be general release, and then we'll
have a look.
We'll have a look then. No doubt our opinions will be validated at that point.
And if you want to argue, feel free.
Comment. That's what the comments are there for. Please do start writing comments. Not just about having a go at us. I mean, you can do. We'll just sit and laugh at you. But
if you agree.
Yeah, if you agree with us, if you want us to look at a certain game, certain film, certain news story for the next episode, or for future episodes, let us know in the comments. Please do, because to be fair, it's really hard for us to sit here all the time and pick random things off the internet.
It's not,
it's not easy, especially when the fact most of the time we do it with our eyes closed and just click.
Yeah.
It works. So
I mean, to be honest, guys, at the end of each episode, we work out what we're going to talk about in the next one.
Yeah, so it's
like, except for the news stories, the game and the film are picked a month in advance. But if you guys want to comment, we'll push them back.
Yeah, we're not bothered about that. I mean, try and pick if you are gonna give a suggestion. We don't mind if it's out now. We would prefer probably trailer reviews, just so that then we can actually spout more bullshit.
If it is a movie and it's out, or it's a game and it's out, he can watch the film, I'll play the game, and then
vice versa,
and then we'll just sit there and go, well, here's the breakdown of it.
Here's the bearded opinion.
Yeah. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to the news stories, guys.
Okay, so we're gonna look at 5 different news stories. These are all on the Metro. All the links will be in the comments below. We always choose the weird news section.
Yeah,
because that's where the fun news stories are. We're going to start off this section today with
parents told their daughter's Wonder Woman lunchbox is too violent for school.
Now, I just laugh at this because there's no violence actually going on in the lunchbox. It's just a very
it's Wonder Woman.
It's just a very pretty
It's a classic Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's just a classic comic book view. Wonder Woman's head, and then a picture of a whole body. I mean, if anything, I would say as a school that the lunchbox is too sexualised rather than too violent, because obviously Wonder Woman's outfit is very skimpy. She's got big tits, big thighs, everything's on show. So they could have gone more along the lines of Wonder Woman is too sexualised, but instead they've sent a letter home.
Dear Daniel and Sarah, we noticed that Laura's Wonder Woman features superhero image. In keeping with the school dress code, we must actually not bring this to school. The dress code has established that children not bring violent images, including fashion, clothing, backpacks, lunchboxes. We defined violent characters as those who use violence to solve problems. Superheroes certainly fall into that category. Bullshit. Unless they are actually doing the violence on the article,
then bollocks.
Then bollocks off.
Because no doubt, no, I'm not being funny, but no doubt in that same school, right? They're not punishing the kid with Spider-Man.
No.
They're not punishing the kid with Batman.
As long as Batman's not punching Joker.
Yeah, exactly.
If Batman is sat there,
I'm not being funny, right?
If there's a kid with the Batman logo on his lunchbox, he's fine.
I'm not being funny, right? Because Wonder Woman, yes, all right, we can say she's violent, she has a whip. Right? What's more violent than a whip? I mean, what's more sexual than a whip? But either way. But then you've got Spider-Man. Spider-Man jumps into people's faces and kicks them in the head until they're on the ground. You've got Batman, who uses batarangs to almost take people's fucking heads off.
I mean, all right, Batman has said he doesn't kill, but
he still beats the shit out of people.
He does.
Then you've got Superman, which I'm sure is probably allowed in this school. The man's superhuman. With one flick of his finger, you'll fly to fucking Africa. So, bollocks. I would be the first person to go back into that school today. I'll be going in, do you know what? Here's the fucking Wonder Woman lunchbox. She is going to be bringing in this superhero because it's her favourite fucking superhero. You got a problem? Send me the fine. As soon as you send me the fine, I'll see you in fucking court. Because I can guarantee they'll drop it like that. Simple. Bollocks to them. It fucking pisses me off when they do this shit. How dare they?
It does. It does. I mean, guys, I've got a poster on my wall. It's of Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm not being funny, mate. Look at this. Look at that. I'll try and put a picture of this in the thing. If
we'll take a picture on the phone and upload it or something.
Yeah, I'll try and remember to put a picture of this in the video. But there's the lunchbox, right? Right. What's more violent, would you actually argue?
The one the picture you've got, she's got broken chains in her hands.
She's breaking the chain. Yeah. But I guarantee they wouldn't break that because of that.
Yeah.
And if they did that, I'd be in the...
I'm not being funny, right? But, okay, so this is what obviously the link for this news story will be in the description, but one side of the lunchbox says Wonder Woman, very old retro style lunchbox, metal tin box with a handle. Says Wonder Woman, picture of a head, some lovely red and blue stars, and then a yellow background. And then on the other side it says as lovely as Aphrodite, as wise as Athena, right? Where's the violence, people?
She in the picture, it's a full body. She's wearing the normal outfit. She's got a lasso, and there's no violence, guys.
There's no violence.
This school needs to get a grip. There's been loads of these recently. There was the girl banned for wearing the skirt that went just above her knee.
Yeah.
There was the one banned for showing her shoulders, and then there was another one recently banned for showing a neck collar bone. Fuck off, schools.
I think the problem is with schools is that they listen too much about what idiots tell them to do. By idiots, I mean the government. But they listen too much about how they have to be politically correct. They have to make sure that no one's getting offended. Who the fuck is getting offended by a Wonder Woman lunchbox? And what kind of a pussy is going to start sitting and crying, it's too violent an image? Fuck off. Right? Because you're going to be... That kid is still going to be going to the cinemas with mummy and daddy to watch the new Spider-Man film, to watch the new Avengers film, to watch the new Captain America film. Violent, violent, violent. Bollocks to a fucking lunchbox. Next, they'll be telling her that she's not allowed ham and cheese because of the fucking kid next door 300 miles away who's fucking lactose intolerant. Bollocks.
Or the old lady down the street because she's vegetarian. It's offensive to the vegetarians, you know. Bollocks. I'm fucking dating a vegetarian, you pricks. I've eaten meat in front of her. Don't care. Stop worrying about what other people think. Get on with your lives, you pathetic bunch of cunts.
Right, so we've told this school off.
Yeah.
I hope this school listens, to be fair, because if not, I'm going to post the video. Okay, so the next one, we've got a baby with tongue sticking out, finally diagnosed after mother Googles the symptoms. Now, we all know, for a start off, we're all told, do not Google health issues. Why? Because Google will take you from having a very mild cold to death in about 3 seconds.
Yeah. But this time it worked, and she was diagnosed with Beckwith-Wiedemann syndrome. Now, I don't know what that is, so I'll give it a quick Google, see if Wikipedia wants to.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's something to do with keeping a tongue stuck out all the time.
But yeah, that basically, from looking at this, people were saying, "Oh, she's cute. Look at her sticking her tongue out."
She is a very cute baby. We're not going to deny that.
But like they were saying, it's cute for sticking her tongue out. But yeah, for goodness' sake, don't Google your symptoms. You will be dead. Many parts of the body. It's an overgrowth hormone, which meant her tongue was too big for her mouth.
By the looks of it, looking at the pictures in the article, like when she was young, like proper newborn, it was more prominent. Now she's got older. It's still there, but it's not anywhere near as bad. So no doubt she's basically just been born with an adult tongue in a baby's mouth. But yeah, I mean,
she's had a successful op as well. For any of you who are wondering,
I mean, the problem is that when you do Google things, especially health related, you get like WebMD,
Which will charge you 20 quid for the wrong answer.
Yeah. Then you get the British sites as well, like the NHS Direct site.
That's not too bad.
That is all right, providing you know exactly what's wrong with you.
Yeah. I mean, they ask you the common questions of your doctor, and they'll give you the most likely cause, and then go, if you want to try, looking deeper, have you got any of these other things?
See, for me, I wouldn't Google symptoms
No.
of what's wrong with me. I would Google for professional healthcare.
Yeah.
If I've been to my local NHS doctor and that doctor didn't have a fucking clue what he was talking about, which, to be fair, not every doctor has seen every health ailment and you've been to another doctor at your surgery and they can't tell you what's wrong with you, and you've been to hospitals and stuff, then go online and don't look at, these are my symptoms, because I'm not being funny. Coughing, for instance, which is a symptom.
The most common symptom in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
coughing,
you could say
sneezing,
headache,
runny,
dizziness,
and runny anything.
You could pretty much be given you could be told you've got a mild to moderate cold, you've got the flu, you're dying, you've got fucking...
Your organs are melting.
You've got ducks up your arse quacking, which is why you're dancing around on one foot while sweating your bollocks off. Just instead, Google something like, where can I find a Bupa healthcare specialist, or where can I find private healthcare? Where can I get a more professional second opinion regarding my health? Because then you're going to not get symptoms from WebMD, which are going to be completely bloody wrong, but instead you're going to get addresses and numbers of people you can ring and go, I've spoken to my doctor, they're not totally sure what's going on. Can I come and book an appointment with you? Yes, it might be private healthcare. Yes, you may have to pay for it, but can you put a price on your health?
But if you are on the NHS, if that doctor doesn't know, push for a if he says come back in a week, go, if you've been suffering for a month with something, your doctor says come back next week. Say, I've come back next week 3 times now.
Go to a walk-in centre
and go, no, you book me an appointment with another doctor. If they don't, report them. In that report, say they refuse to let you see a second opinion because that's your right. Go get that second opinion, then deal with it. Because they have to, guys.
I mean, you've got so many ports of call in this country anyway.
Yeah.
You can go, if you can't go to your doctor, or you've been to your doctor couldn't give you the opinion that you was after, or you weren't totally sure, so you wanted a second opinion. There's walk-in centres. Every single city's got a walk-in centre now. You literally walk in, fair enough, you're going to be sat around for a couple of hours waiting, but I'd rather sit around for a couple of hours and then get an answer than sit around for a month and then things get worse. You know what I mean? Obviously, they keep telling us don't go and sit in A&E, so don't go and sit in A&E. Ring the clinic.
Yeah.
If you've got a problem with...
If you need to go to A&E, if it's that serious, your doctor thinks it's that serious, or the walk-in centre think it's that serious, they will tell you to go after that.
But ring your local hospital and say to them, right, I've got this problem. What I need to do is I need to book myself into this specialist clinic.
Yeah.
Go to the clinic, because I'm not being funny, they will book you in. It's not always on a referrals. It's not always on referrals from your GP. And if they tell you that, tell them to bollocks and book you in anyway.
Yeah.
Because you are entitled to that healthcare and it is your right. So go and see a specialist. The specialist is going to be the only person that's going to give you the answer that you're after, because hey ho, they're a specialist. It's in the name of their title. So go to a specialist, get a proper opinion. Fine, fair enough. It has worked for this one person, right? And this must be like the only case ever, which is why it's on the news, for instance, that Google has actually sorted out someone's health problems and they found the illness through the symptoms. Do not Google your health problems, because they will tell you that you're dying of 40 different types of cancer with a dildo up your arse. It's what they do.
In fact, I'm just Googling baby swollen tongue and seeing what comes up.
So we've got first few websites. We've got family.org, NetMums.
Begin here. Does your child have a fever? Well, let's say no, they don't. Is your child an infant teething? Yeah, let's say she was teething.
In which case, then apparently they're teething.
Yeah, their teething rings are chewing. What? Yeah, that.
No, they're not. They're not drooling or anything, so they're not teething. Has your child got swollen, red
or swollen gums that bleed? No. Does your? Yeah. By the time you.
This thing goes on forever and ever and ever. The only time I've seen the word urgent is with an allergic reaction.
Yeah. And that's like question bloody 10.
But they're on about canker sores, they're on about all sorts of bollocks. You don't know what the fuck a canker sore looks like. And then you're going to Google what a canker sore looks like. And then, CB.
Oh, there it is.
But then you're then going to Google what that looks like, and I'm not being funny. To me, I wouldn't know the difference between that and a fucking mouth ulcer.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure they're the same things.
I mean, all right, if you had that one, you probably could.
I'm not being funny,
but that's an extreme
strep.
case.
That's strep throat.
Yeah.
That's like having tonsillitis.
Yeah.
But from what I'm seeing, these canker sores, or from what we probably more call them, are like mouth ulcers.
Yeah, that's
pretty much. That's what they look like. But I ain't gonna know if it's a mouth ulcer or a fucking canker sore or a fucking 100,000 stuck to my lip. Go see a doctor or a specialist. Don't Google your health problems. Forget about the fact that it worked for this one woman. It won't work for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
All you're going to end up doing
is worrying yourself with cancer.
Yeah, you're going to end up worrying, thinking you got fucking cancer.
And I guarantee if you Google canker sores, it'll bring you up with you got mouth cancer.
You might have mouth cancer. But then you're going to end up then going to the doctors,
going to A&E
in a right flap, saying, "Oh, I've been looking on the internet and I think I've got this, I think I've got that." They're going to get laughed out of the doctor's surgery, and you're going to be done for wasting the time as well, because you're just wasting people's time after you do your own research. Are you a qualified health practitioner? No. Go and see the professionals. They will help you. In this case with the baby, fine, fair enough. She discovered that her daughter had a problem through Google, but that's more than likely because she sat there, she looked at some symptoms, and then went to a doctor, and the doctor confirmed what she'd been researching into.
I can guarantee the mum didn't just go straight in and say she's got this. She went, she's got a problem.
I've been looking on the internet. To me, from what I've seen, it looks like this Beckwith, whatever it was, Weidman disease, and yeah, basically the doctor
then took some blood.
Yeah, took some tests, did some other tests and everything else, and then got confirmed. It wasn't just a simple case of, oh right, so she's definitely got this because I've seen it on Google. They double checked the information they'd looked at with a healthcare professional, so make sure you do the same. If at all possible, don't Google your health, because you would just worry yourself and make yourself worse.
Pretty much. Right, so our next one. Australian government considers chemically castrating paedophiles. I like that word. Considers chemically castrating. I like that.
I don't like the word considers. It should just be Australian government is chemically castrating
The
paedophiles.
state already uses controversial drugs on a voluntary basis, but the new move could mean judges are able to sentence paedophiles to have to take the drugs. The anti-libido drug reduces sexual desires and can remove the ability to perform sexually. Good.
As with all these Metro stories, pretty much every single one of them has a poll. This one is, should judges be able to sentence offenders to chemical castration? We are going to say yes, because we do believe that.
88% of the world agree with us.
The other 12%, I'm not going to say the paedophiles. It's very tempting to say that they're the paedophiles. They're not. But they're
going to be like human rights
activists saying, oh, well, they can't help it. Well, no, fair enough. They can't help.
They probably can't.
You can't help who you fancy, right? But you can help how you act on that.
Yeah.
If I fancied a girl, somewhere out in the world, and I just went out to her, I then abused her, then I have
I knocked 7 barrels of shit out of him for what?
But, then I have every right to be punished. I have every right to be mocked, beaten up, whatever. Right, and it's no different with paedophiles.
Now, thing is, guys, if you do feel that way, if you do fancy kids, right? I've never looked into this, but I can guarantee there are support groups.
There are.
I can guarantee it. Google it. Google, I'm a paedophile and need help. Don't literally Google those words, but help with sexuality, and they can help you. They will help you.
I think they've actually already done sort of like brain studies on this, and they have proven that a lot of paedophiles is sort of in their makeup of they are always
like being gay or basically
they were born paedophiles. They can't help some of them. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not defending paedophilia, because believe you me, if I ever met a paedophile, I'd kill him or her. Once again, not going to get into the sexual types of this, because both men and women can be paedophiles. But the choice that we're talking about isn't the choice
to be one. It's
acting upon it. I don't care if that acting upon it is you looking at dirty pictures of children, you abusing children, you following children, kidnapping children, whatever. That is all wrong. To me, if you don't act upon it, you lead a normal life, you might get yourself a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you maybe have some children, you never act upon it, then you might have the thoughts and feelings of a paedophile, but you're a step ahead in my game.
Yeah, I agree.
If you are a paedophile and you do abuse children, you think to yourself, well, I've never actually touched a child in that way, but I do watch the videos, I have, looked at the pictures or whatever, you're just as bad, because the children in them pictures were being abused.
Yeah.
The children in those videos were being abused. So whether or not you are there participating in that abuse firsthand, you're still secondhand participating in that abuse, because you are sharing those images, you are watching those images, you are pleasuring yourself to those images. And that is just as bad as being there and touching that child the first time round. You are constantly abusing that child. It's not just the one day where they're down in their uncle's basement and their uncle, does whatever. We're not going to get into it because I really don't want to talk about the nitty gritty. But you are still abusing that child, whether you are looking at the images or whether you're taking the images. It's still abuse. It's still paedophilia. Do I believe that paedophiles should be chemically castrated? No, I think they should be completely castrated. Not take a pill. I think they should be made to be sat there. No fucking anaesthetics, no local anaesthetics or anything. They should literally be pinned down, strapped to a bed, a hot knife, slit the ball bag open, chop both testicles out, and that's it. Goodbye, balls. Leave them be. They still need the dick because they need somewhere to pee out of, and that's all they need.
Without I know what you're saying because you're getting heated into it, but I'll go with the chemical one. I won't be as bad as you.
I have 2 children now.
You have 2 kids. Yeah, I agree with that. And don't get me wrong, mate. If anyone ever touched 2 of your kids, I know for a fact me and you'd both be out there with scalpels and shotguns.
Well, yeah, but
no, I think
I think it would depend on how. I think it would depend on how severe the child sex offence was.
Yeah.
Chemical castration, if you've been watching the films, downloading images, maybe even abused a child, not necessarily had sex with that child, but maybe had that child play with you, whatever. Chemical castration is the way.
Second you stuck something inside
the second you stick your dick, your finger, whatever, inside that child, your balls are coming off. Simple as that. I'll stand there and fucking do it. I don't care. I will get covered in other men's fucking blood and guts just to chop the paedophile's dicks out. I don't care, mate.
But yeah,
I'll find it a fun afternoon.
For Australia, yeah, I think judges should be able
I think
to do
really,
that.
If Australia are looking at doing that, maybe the other countries should do as well.
I mean, I agree with a lot of Australian stuff.
I mean, the Australians, they are the country built on irony.
Yeah, they're a brilliant country. Founded by criminals from England.
Whereas if you have a criminal record, you can't enter that country now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
But
well done, Australia.
I think really Australia seems to be, because it's one of the most remote countries out there, they seem to just sort of do what they want.
Yeah.
Try all these laws, and if those laws work, you notice other countries pretty quickly picking those laws up. And I'm hoping that in Australia this works, and it does bring child sex offences down. And it does.
Well, I'm not being funny, mate. If you were, you say you felt that way inclined about children, you'd not done anything yet, but felt like, you know what, I might have to, I'm getting too bad now. I might have to do something. And then your country, and then England turned around and went, yeah, if you're caught doing this, we're going to rip your bollocks off.
Do it myself.
Yeah, no. But if you felt that way, but
if I felt that way,
like you.
If I was to forget about how I
the
feel,
moral side,
if I was to forget about how I feel about paedophiles,
but if you felt
and
that way,
and I felt that way towards children, I think somewhere still inside my head, I would be saying to myself, "This isn't right. You need to go and get it sorted."
But more than likely, if you didn't have that, but you then heard the government are going to chop my bollocks off, you'd think twice at least, then, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, 90% of paedophiles that are out there, we don't know.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of them do just live a sheltered life and just try and carry on as normal as they can.
And also, most children get abused by family more than strangers. Do. And that's why we'll never actually know how many paedophiles there are out there, because at the end of the day, if it's your uncle or your dad or your mum or your sister or your brother or whatever, you're gonna,
Great Auntie Doris.
to me, I think that you're less inclined to say something to the family. You're less inclined to report that.
Yeah, if it's your family, you're less inclined to do it. But if there is anyone listening who is being abused,
Please
do
contact,
it.
Please
Go to your teacher.
go to
your head
teachers.
teacher.
Ring the national ring Childline. In fact, do you know what? Just because of this, we're going to add that into the description as well.
Childline number.
Childline's
If you've
number
got-
and their website as well.
If you're from another country watching this as well, pop your local thing in the comments. Your number with your Childline.
Yeah, if you're in America and you've got a similar thing to our Childline. Childline, if you don't know,
pop that in the.
it's a charity organisation funded by our National Trust for Children's Protection. And basically all it is a call centre, and when you're a child and things aren't going right, you might be abused by your family. Not necessarily sexual abuse, violence.
Whatever. If you've got that,
ring that number. They will help you.
So if you've got anything like that in your country, pop it in the comments. We'll add it to the description of the video, and let's see if we can build a list.
Because
Let's have loads of countries, because there are people all around the world. Some of them need help. They won't come forward. They don't know this stuff.
they don't know anything's wrong. Basically, a lot of the time they're told that they will be the ones that get into trouble. They are the ones that are being naughty. They're the ones that are doing the wrong thing. You are a child, okay?
Nothing you do, except in a couple of extremes,
Also,
is wrong. What you are doing with that is not you.
It's them. Also, just to further that point, if you out there are listening to this and you maybe suspect someone you know is being abused, I understand that it's a very difficult thing to do. It's a very, very difficult thing to confront the person that you think's being abused. Very difficult to maybe confront the abuser. Don't. That's not what you need to do. Call social services. Call NSPCC.
Call the police.
Call
Call
the police,
whatever.
Call whatever. Get some proper advice and let the authorities deal with it. Because if then once the
And
authorities
if you're
have been
too
in,
afraid, even say you're thinking, oh, but if I do that and it goes to court, I don't want my face everywhere. They won't.
they grant you anonymity.
They will. If you turn around and go, look, I'm afraid because this person knows other people on the outside. No, maybe they're in a paedophile ring, and you can't. You can only prove this one, and you're worried his mates will come get you. They will grant you anonymity.
If you've got a feeling that someone's being abused, report it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what type of abuse, just report it, because that way then the authorities can step in. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Hey ho, everything's great. What have you lost?
Makes them,
You've not lost anything.
You've lost 20 seconds of your life making
what
a
will
phone
you
call.
What will you gain from this?
If you're right,
you will see that this child was this child, teenager, whatever, was being abused. You've stopped that.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got an inkling that something's going on, don't deal with it yourself. Speak to the authorities. They will do an investigation for you. They will sort it out. We're going to move on now because we're already near an hour.
Yeah. Right, next one. Someone has started a petition to class feminism as a terrorist group. Wrong. There are two types of feminists in this world. There is type 1, who are feminists, who want equality. And I mean literal equality.
We don't mean that the one that says, let's fight for equality, but actually women are better.
That's feminazi in my book.
Yeah, basically. Now, I've got a problem with this anyway, because this petition, that according to this so far, according to the poll on the Metro, 67% of people believe that it should be classed as a form of terrorism. So far, they need 7,500 votes. This petition's on change.org. The link for that is on the Metro page. From the screenshot they've got so far, they're near half of their. No, they're far surpassed half. They've got 5,296 supporters at that point. We'll double check what it is now.
They need 805 signatures
To reach 10,000.
Yeah, to reach the 10,000 goal.
Basically, what they're doing is that they're saying over the years, feminism has constantly attacked men and women for choosing to live their lives the way they want to do it. These actions have now progressed to physical violence, where we have seen feminists violently attack men who are concerned about male issues. Repeated attacks in Canada and elsewhere have left many injured and maimed. Another feminist cell activated recently is planning on attacking another Talk for Men in the US. It's time we stop the violence. It's time we put a stop to the hatred feminists are constantly generating. It's time we stopped women's studies courses from brainwashing women into thinking they're victims. It is time these misandric lunatics are stopped. Bollocks. For a start off, feminism is a movement. It's not a group. Okay? It can't be defined as a terrorist group. It could be defined as a terrorist...
There maybe are groups of women who call themselves feminists.
But they act out of feminism. Because feminism was never a regard of women are better than men. It was all about saying that women are just as equal as men.
They deserve the same pay, the same rights. And yes, it still happens. Sexism still happens. It does happen.
Of course it happens. If you've got... I'm not being funny, but I've been for jobs and you go in for a job and there's a man and a woman there, both as equally as qualified. The man's getting the job.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Unless, of course, it's run by a bunch of old blokes, in which case the woman's getting the job because they need eye candy. But generally, the man will get the job, not the woman.
And it depends on what the job is. If it's middle management, the man's getting the job. If it's a receptionist, the woman's getting the job.
Yeah, I mean, it's wrong. I don't agree with sexism in the slightest. But I also don't think that it's fair for some feminist groups out there to go out and apparently start violence. That you're not solving any issue there. You're causing more issues. You're causing more harm.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to go backwards. Yeah. So the women who do this, you are going to go backwards because I'm not being funny, right? If a woman came up to me and smacked me one, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to smack her back.
That's equality.
Because she's big enough to stand up to me.
You see, I mean, the thing is that for some reason, people are under the impression that it's completely illegal to hit a woman. No, it's completely illegal to hit anyone.
Yeah, it is.
She hits you, she gets done for assault. You hit her, you get done for assault. Simple as that. The charges when you go to court aren't assault on a woman.
No.
Or assault on a man. It's just pure assault.
There are only two kinds of assault, guys. Assault and assault on a minor.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
They don't do it by sex.
White, rainbow colours, man or woman.
I understand that men always say, you know, you shouldn't hit a woman. You shouldn't hit anybody.
No,
but
just out of the blue, you shouldn't.
Right now, obviously, we're going back 60 odd years now, back to the times when, you know, women weren't really treated with a lot of respect.
No, they weren't.
You know, but it's a different world we live in. There's women out there now that have higher paid jobs, higher responsibilities, more power on this planet than most men on this planet could even fucking dream of having. And yet there's still women and men out there that are saying women are treated more poorly than men are. No, both groups, both genders are equally treated as shit. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Women will treat men like shit, men treat women like shit. Women treat women like shit, men treat men like shit. Guess what, people? We're human. It's what we do. We treat each other like shit. Do I think feminism should be classed as a terrorist group? No. There's real terrorists.
Should women who act like terrorists be classed as terrorists? Yes.
Yes, if they are actually causing terror. If these feminists think to themselves, right, well, I've had enough of men, so I'm going to go and blow a building up.
That's full of men.
That's terrorism.
Like, yeah.
If these women groups go and find a misogynistic bastard who cheats on women, uses women, you know, shags them and bags them and then fucks them off the next morning, you know, not even so much as a thank you, a goodbye and some cab fare, you know, do what you need to do to him. I'd fucking maim him. I'm not being funny, but there's men out there that would maim him. It's not just women that do this, it's men as well. And women, there's women out there all over the place that act just like men do.
But you know
they
what?
go out, they open their legs, they get a man in, and then they fuck them off. And they think to themselves, yeah, mate, I'm just like a man. No, you're just like any normal human being that wants to get some.
Yeah. But you know what I want to know, right? All the women who are being the terrorists, you know, the feminazis, they're saying that this is happening. They're saying that women aren't, you know, the women are being... These women aren't being brainwashed or whatever. You find me the woman who's actually been in these situations. They don't care.
I mean, there's a lot of educational courses now in universities, women's studies and the like. And I've never sat in one of those courses, so I don't know what the course contents are of those. And if they are being taught that, you know, women are always the victim, it's always the man's fault, you know, then I think that really these education courses need to be changed because that's bollocks. You know, women are not always the victims out there. If a woman punches a man in the face, the man's not done anything. He's just walked into the house, for instance. She smashes him in the face. Who's the victim? The man or the woman? The man's the victim. Why? Because he's just got a punch in the face. Both men and women can be victims, and I think it's time we stop looking at feminism and, you know, maleism, if that's what it's called.
Whatever the
male
flip
equivalent is. Let's look at it as humanism. How can we, as a human race, look at ourselves and do better? And do better than stupid fucking squabbling over stupid things.
Yeah.
Because that's all these...
Because right now, guys, we're living on a planet that ain't going to survive another 100 years at this rate.
You know, there's more important things out there that need addressing. And
So
I don't think that this is an important issue, especially to make it to the news. I mean, fair enough, we all know the Metro will pretty much do a report on anything.
Yeah.
That's why we like the Metro. But even so, I mean, whoever started that petition needs a slap.
Yeah.
The 9,500 people that have signed this petition need a slap. And I think that if this petition gains enough weight and then for some reason because this petition, by the way, seems to only be American government at the moment.
Yeah. Well, the American government won't listen anyway, but...
But even if that does happen and they do class it as a terrorist group, is it going to change the way that the Women's Institute is looked upon?
Oh, no, because then they'll just look at themselves as more victims. And...
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem.
But some of them are victimising themselves.
Yes. And those are the ones that need a good slap and say, look, love, wake up, smell the coffee. You're doing this shit to yourself. How about instead you do this and life will be better for you?
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to our last news story because we could talk about feminism and feminazis all day. This is a heartwarming story to finish on with this week.
Yeah.
We're feeling a bit lovey-dovey, especially Anthony, who's just had his girlfriend move in with him, so he's definitely in one of those moods.
Just give me 1 sec, guys.
Get stuff. Hit me, I'll put your face through your computer.
I just did, get over it.
Right, this one is...
Dad has an awesome response to son's Little Mermaid doll.
Okay, so the video is only a minute long. Basically, this kid, for his birthday...
2 presents the same.
Yeah, so they took him to the toy store, let him exchange it. And the son really wanted this Little Mermaid doll. Obviously, you know, most parents out there would go, oh, but you're a boy, so you're not having it. But this dad was like, what do you think a dad's reaction is when his son tells him that he wants a Little Mermaid doll? His son starts cheering yes. He says yes as well. Because as far as he says, he will let his children make their own choices in regards of their life as much as they can without injuring themselves, so to speak. And
you know what? If the injury is not going to be that bad, if all they're going to do is fall down and scrape the knee, still let them do it.
I mean, they need
if they're going to break a bone, if they're going to set anything on fire, fine, stop them. But if they're going to, you know, pick a Little Mermaid doll, if they're going to run around, fall over their own feet and skin the knee, you know what? Let them.
I mean...
They're not going to die. They're not... I know they're your precious little babies, but stop.
I've got a son who's 3. I've got a daughter who's 2. They both play with the... Technically, if we was to go by what toys are for which gender, they both play with the wrong toys. Because my son would prefer to push a pushchair around with a baby doll in it, feeding a baby doll. My daughter would rather pick up big fire engines and trucks and push them around the floor, making engine noises.
She would, guys. She actually would.
So, at the end of the day, if your kid, whether you're out there, you're a homophobe, or you don't think that kids should play with the wrong gender of toy, get a grip. Let your kid do what the fuck they want. And I'll tell you this now, if you are a homophobe and you teach your kid that hating gays is right, guess what? Guess what you're going to end up with, people? A gay son or a gay daughter. Do you know why? Because they'll do it for no other reason other than the fact that it will make you pissed off.
It's right.
Literally, it will push them to the point where they go, "Well, fuck it. You hate gays that much? You want to hate me because I'm gay? Fuck you. I'm gay, Dad. Balls to your word search." And the dad's gonna not know what to do, and what that happens then? The dad disowns his son. If he does, he's a fucking idiot. Because that's his son.
Because you know what's gonna happen when you, Mr. Homophobic dad or mum or whatever, are in your deathbed. Who are you gonna want there?
Your kids.
That kid who doesn't want hasn't had anything to do with you for 40, 50 years because you're a twat. Let them play with the Little Mermaid.
This dad to me is a hero.
He's not a hero. I think that's too strong a word. He's a dad. He's not a hero. He's nothing special. He's a dad. That's what you all should be.
I understand that, but I mean a hero in the fact that he actually went on YouTube He's uploaded this video. He's saying, do you know what? I don't care. So why do you care?
But more people should do that. And don't go posting it on YouTube or wherever. Just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this guy didn't really do it for the views. I think he did it as a way to sort of go,
I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, as a dad, what do you say to something like that? And his response is, okay,
fine, whatever.
Okay, let's go. If that's what you want, if that's what you really want, let's go. Whereas I know that some dads would go, no, you're not having that.
Yeah.
You're not having that. No, it's a girl's toy. You have a boy's toy. You have to go and buy a car. You have to go and buy a truck. The kid's probably got about 6 or 7 trucks and cars for his birthday. He doesn't want another one. He wants something he can have fun with and have a laugh with.
He can now use that
Little
Mermaid doll.
That could be Action Man's missus.
Yeah.
You know, boys and girls both have a very, very high level of imagination.
Yeah.
And they don't know that toys are built for girls and toys are built for boys. They don't know.
As far as that kid's concerned, he doesn't know that Little Mermaid, she married a prince, didn't she?
Yeah.
To him, that Little Mermaid ain't designed to marry a prince in a fairy tale. She's, I don't know.
She's a hot redhead with a fishtail for Action Man to get some loving.
Or she could even be the one saving Action Man as far as that kid gives a monkey. They don't know, guys. You teach them that. Let them learn their own stuff.
I'd like to hear from other parents out there if you have got children.
Would you let them?
And, your son, your daughter plays with what is classed as the wrong gender of toy. You got a daughter that plays with cars. You got a son that plays with dolls. Let us know. It'd be really interesting to see.
Mm.
The comments there. Toys were toys.
Yeah.
Someone's
saying that their kids used to do it and they're not gay. Dun dun dun. Yeah, that's the thing. These toys won't turn your kids gay.
There's a guy here. Go up slightly, please.
What,
stop.
This one.
Up a bit more. Yeah, I was a proper boy as a kid. I played with cars, dinosaurs, soldiers, monster toys, fighting with other boys. I'm gay.
Yeah.
Does playing with dolls make you gay? No. It just furthers your imagination, allows the brain to expand more. At the end of the day, those children use toys for one thing. They use it to expand their imagination and to further their knowledge.
I'm sorry. What? What is this guy on about? We found the twat comment, I think.
So sad when men don't develop their son's masculinity. Probably because he's unconfident within himself.
I'm sorry.
That man does not look unconfident in himself.
This guy looks like he could turn your head into a fucking cantaloupe, mate.
This guy is showing his masculinity. What is masculinity? What? Because you're a man, it means you've got to show off your big balls, you've got to puff your chest out, talk like this. No, mate. If you want to go out there and you want to play with a fucking baby doll, go and play with a baby doll. Don't make you any less of a man. And if people out there start looking at your kids, oh, look at him, look, you're raising a little gay boy. Do you know what? Slap him in the fucking face, tell him to fuck off.
I'm not being funny. I wouldn't say shit all to this dad because he looks like he could kick your ass.
This dad, to me, is a superstar because he's just saying,
he don't give a fuck.
My son wants to play with this doll. Here you go, son, I've bought you this doll for you. Here you go. Go for it. And I think that if more dads and stuff were out there now doing that, we'd probably move away from our 1940s, 50s and 60s view that homophobia, that homosexuality is wrong. It's a sin. A sin. Fucking religion was made up by an arsehole who was pissed up and stoned and wanted to write a fucking decent book. And to be fair, he has done. Let's
not end the religion argument because let's go. I'm going to say this about religion. It could be true. We don't know. It could be wrong.
We don't know. Fair enough. We weren't around when these religions started. If any religion was true, we have to go with the oldest religion.
There is some truth in all religion, and there are the stories in all religion. That's my honest opinion. Sorry, push it back a bit.
Just Venom.
Yeah, just Venom. My Venom mug from my Loot Crate. That came out a few days ago. Go watch it.
Once again, no advertising for Loot Crate, but if you do want to give us some money, please send it to us.
Yeah, feel free, guys. But yeah, so I think that's it for this one.
Yeah, as we say, this video is out in like 3 days to us.
2 days, I think. What day are we on? Thursday.
2 days.
Saturday. Yeah.
So it's out on this coming Saturday to us. The game is out at some point.
29th, didn't we say?
Yeah.
The
film, as we said, is between the 5th and the 9th.
4th and the 9th.
The 4th and the 9th of September.
October 27th for Halo 5, guys. So about a month.
And also, as we've said, all of the links for the Metro stories we've read about today are in the description. So please
the transporter trailer's in the description, and the Halo
E3 gameplay trailers
is in the description. We're also going to add the website and the phone number for Childline.
And also for the NSPCC, because it is run by the NSPCC. So, you know, those services like Childline wouldn't actually be running now unless people put donations in. That's not me saying go out there and donate to these things, but just think about if your child didn't want to come and speak to you, that there is a service out there rather that will help them. And I think that everyone can spare 50p, a pound or whatever just to chuck in. That £1 might save a child's life. And I think that's something really for everyone out there to think about.
Yeah.
We will put the website on there. The number will also be put on there as well underneath it. The calls
Looking
to
at the
Childline,
website, you can email them. You can
message board them.
There's an online chat. For some kids, I know you're afraid of your mum and dad discovering this. If you are being abused, you're like, what if they find out? Do the online chat, because you can turn around and go, I'm just on Facebook with Mark or John.
I'm just trying to think, because there is now, there's a website out there. I'm going to do some research on this. I might try and get it for the description. If not, I'll make sure it is in for next month. There is like a Childline website out there that when you're on that site, it's mainly for tablets, mobile phone use. When you're on that site, when your parents come in and you don't want them to know what you're doing, you shake.
All right.
You shake your device, your tablet, your phone, the whole screen goes blank.
It just goes, closes that app and goes...
Makes the whole screen go blank, so it looks like it's loading, so therefore your parents don't know what you've been looking at.
And I'm guessing if they grab it, press the button, it'll just
go back. It basically closes the web page down, yeah. It's a really helpful thing.
Right. Well, they'll try and find that for you. But yeah, so they'll be in the description. If you guys want to comment with the versions of your country, comment, I'll put them in.
Yeah, we'll make sure they're in there. It's been a real pleasure once again to chat waffle and bollocks for the last hour and 20 minutes. I've been Callum Turner.
I've been his friend,
Anthony Robinson. One day he is going to actually introduce himself, and I will die of a heart attack.
You know, I'm going to keep doing these now. I'm going to keep thinking each month of a new one to do.
Right, well, that's been the Bearded Opinion episode 2. We hope we can count on your support again. And we'll see you next month for episode 3 of the Bearded Opinion.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Peace out. Goodbye.
Bye.